Hello everybody. This is Alyssa from Mingarts and Crafts, and today we are here for my WIP and chat. And I totally did not plan this, but apparently today's WIP and chat is going to be the same thing as last week's WIP and chat. It's going to be another kitting down and chatting. So I've been working on my 26 for 26 challenge, and I'm making fantastic progress on it. I've gone through all of my canvases. Out of the 26, I have 3 finishes, and then I have 24 active WIPs right now as well, which really, that kind of gave me like that one leeway in case I decided I didn't like one of the WIPs I was working on, which honestly, I actually just decided today. Yesterday I did a section on this canvas, which is going, well, actually, no, this one I did a section on yesterday, which wasn't horrible, but it's like, it's turning out so much, like, it's not giving me the joy that I would want. And I'm into this area here, which is very, very dark on this section right over there. This is Fisherman's Village. It's, Andreas Rocha, and it is a, canvas from Shimmering Canvases. And it's a very, very dark image over in here, and I'm really not enjoying how the specials are placed along this area, but since I already started, I'm not picking them off. And it was just one of those things where I'm like, if it's not bringing me joy, should I really be working on it? And I came to the conclusion, I have enough kits in my hoard that if I'm not enjoying what I'm working on, I need to just get it out of the hoard. Same thing over here. This one is the Tree House, another Andreas Rocha one. Again, it's very, very dark, and I really am not enjoying how it's turning out. So this one I have 2 sections done on. This one I have 1 section, and then I'm like partially through the second section. And again, I decided I am not a fan of how it's turning out. This one, the drills are significantly worse quality than over here. I want to say these ones are actually pretty decent quality, and they look like they're actually resin drills. This one over here, the drills, I don't know if they're like these ones, they've got the holes on the bottom. So I want to say these ones are the acrylic drills. And these ones are actual nice quality drills, but it's just, I'm not enjoying the process. I'm not enjoying how it's looking. And I'm like, life is way too short, and I have too many kits to continue working on things that are not bringing me joy. So I have decided to go ahead and kit down both of these kits, which really means I need to kit up one more canvas to be into my, to be able to kind of like have my 26 for 26 good to go. So that is what I am going to do, is kit down both of these canvases, get these drills out of their storage containers. I also hate the Diamond Art Club storage right there. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's because they don't have the tiniest containers, and I don't know, it's like, I don't mind how they're stacked in there. That really doesn't bother me. And I like that they're the containers like this. But what I do not like about these containers is the fact that this is the smallest size. And like, look at how few, that's how many drills are in here. That's the smallest size versus the equivalent smallest size in a Elizabeth Ward container. So I feel like they really needed to have a half size of that in these containers, because in order for it to, really make me happy. So that's why I am not a fan of this storage over here. So we're going to just continue to kind of kit this down. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about how the week has been. Also, first off, if you are interested in either of these canvases, I have 1.5 section done on this one, 2 sections done on this one. You reach out to me. You can reach out to me via Facebook Messenger or Instagram. It may take me, I don't check my Instagram messages very often, but feel free to reach out to me if you are interested in one of those, because I will give you the kit. Basically, you just have to pay shipping if you're interested in either one of these 2 canvases. Because not everybody has the same, annoyance with it as I do. Some other people may be like, this is turning out fine. And it comes with a whole pass of specials. Like these right here, these are all of the specials for this one right here. So you've got a lot of specials to go with that canvas. Same thing with the other one, because I had gotten the enhancement packs for both of these kits. So yeah, if you're interested and you want them, reach out to me. It's gonna be a first come, first serve kind of a thing. The first person that responds and then pays me for shipping, that's going to be, you get the canvas. And I will ship it out, this week, this coming week, and go from there. But anyways, overall, I would have to say, this week, oh my goodness, I feel like this has been a very busy week for me, just in the terms of work wise, because like I mentioned last time, I got the promotion, And I've been, I got the promotion, and then after that, it's basically been like doing turnover process, kind of like for the job that I'm going to be taking over. So, and then starting to go to some of the meetings, I had to rework my entire schedule. We're going to bring this down so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit better, since you don't really necessarily need to see up into my storage containers. Not like it's really anything to watch as I'm sitting here and kidding down. Some people find it really enjoyable and soothing to see and do. Ooh, that one I will have to put some tape over to tape that one down because it did not come up well. Let me grab some plastic tape. Not plastic tape. Let me grab some clear tape for that sticker. I was trying to pull it up slowly and gently so it didn't do that. So we're going to do that right there. So that way it does not come off of here. And then you could still, have it. Anyways, so, yeah, Monday, because I found out last week, Thursday, and then it was like a scramble to kind of get the week ready, for, being in this new position. So basically what I've been doing has been, trying to, a lot of it was deconflicting my patient treatment schedule to free it up so that way I can, have those time slots that I need for all of the meetings I now have to go to, opening up my schedule for all of those meeting time slots. So I spent a good chunk of Monday doing that, and I sent off the new template to to the person, because we have specific people that can change and create templates. So I sent that off on, I think it was Monday afternoon. I sent the new template over to the template manager so he can create my new template for seeing patients. And then I had to go in and once he sent it back to me, I had to go in and delete the old template, input the new template, and have one of my corpsmen is responsible for now going through my schedule and calling all of the patients to reschedule them into the new appointment slots. So that's something that, is going to keep her pretty busy for, doing that for all of May, and then the first 2 weeks of June that she has to do to get all of these appointments scheduled into the right slots. But, you do what you got to do. It's I also had to go through, I was going to totally timer myself so I can be all right, okay, so we need go with that. All right. So that's something that, that's basically what I spent a lot of Monday going through and looking at my schedule for the next 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, this is my schedule for the next 2 weeks. This is what needs to be done. I think I need a larger bag for that one. So we're going to go with this larger bag here. It was a lot of back and forthing to get it to kind of plan out and say, okay, these are the time slots that I can see patients. This is what I need to not see patients. It was definitely a lot, but now that I've got that done, it will be beneficial to, basically it's all now deconflicted, and now it's just a matter of my, the appointments kind of being scheduled into new ones. So I spent a good chunk of Monday doing that. Tuesday, Tuesday is when I really sat down with the person that I'm replacing, to kind of do some turnover with her, kind of learn how things go, that type of thing, and kind of do that whole process. So I did that on Tuesday, amidst, seeing patients and doing some other meetings for some of the other duties that I still have. Because there's the position that I've been doing for the past, the past year or so, I can't really fully turn that one over until we get a new person into the overarching position that supervises that one, which would be June. So hopefully I'll be able to turn that over in June, which the training one that I've been running this training program, but now it's I don't have time to do that. And also, basically oversee the 4 departments that I now have to oversee. And on top of that, I'm still technically the department head for physical and occupational therapy, so I kind of oversee and run the PTOT Chiro Clinic, which I have one other staff member that could technically be the interim acting department head, but he's only been in the Navy for, a year, and he's new to all of it and still pretty fresh, so I don't want to overwhelm him by saying, hey, I want you to step into this position, because I feel like that would be doing him a disservice to be like, I want you in this position. See, this is why I have the tape out, because that's another one that did not want to let go and release. So we're going to put that right there, and we're going to tape it in place, because the rest of them are coming off better than I expected, but this one was, you know, not a happy camper. So anywho, yeah, so it's been pretty busy as far as that side of everything has been concerned, kind of getting the turnover done, and then also still running the clinic stuff. There's some of the duties that I don't feel like it would be, I feel like it would be a detriment to have him stepping in and trying to take over as department head when he's still basically learning out how to do his actual day-to-day job. That would just be too much, I think, for him. Yes, I think he could totally do it, but do I think it would be healthy for him to do it? No. I feel like that would be something that would lead into, by having him do it, I feel like that's something that would definitely, I need a larger bag for this container. That would be something that could lead to him burning out. And I don't think it would be smart to have him, it's not in his best interest to put him in that position. So that's sometimes, you know, you kind of have to make that sacrifice as a leader. Now, am I going to be handing over some of the things that I've been doing and having him step up into those duties and that job? Absolutely, 100%. There's a lot of things that I'm going to be pushing over onto him to do, but I'm not going to give him like literally everything. I'm kind of going to delegate a lot of the stuff to him, which is going to be good for him to kind of step into that increased responsibility in some of those positions. And I think that's kind of like the good balance. So I'm not you know, running myself ragged, because there's nobody else coming in to fill the extra positions that I have, that could take over as department head until like mid to late August. But then I have 2 people coming in mid to late August that either one of them could easily take over that job. So it would basically, it's just going to be a matter of kind of like tiding us over until that August, September timeframe when we can hold interviews and interview someone for the new department head position to replace me. So I'm still going to be so I'm going to be really like, it's going to be pretty busy for the next few months. Like I said, I'm going to be delegating as much as I can and putting it over onto my other officer that I have. But I'm not gonna, you know, slam him and have him drink from the fire hose and do literally everything, because that's, again, like I said, that's not in his best interest. But that's basically where I'm at for that. So Tuesday was kind of planning things out. Been doing a lot of emails this week, so now I get a lot more emails. I already got a lot of emails every day as it was, but now I'm getting even more emails, because now I'm getting emails pertaining to not just physical and occupational therapy. I'm also getting emails related to the pharmacy, radiology, and lab. So it's a lot more emails that I've got to deal with on a daily basis, which is super fun. I have like this to-do list going of all of these, going through my email and saying, okay, I need to respond to this, I need to do that. I have this big, long to-do list in my planner for work. But yeah, that's basically where I've been at for that. Wednesday, what did we even do on Wednesday? I feel like Wednesday wasn't as bad. It was kind of like a little bit more of a chill, laid back day. I didn't have as much that I was doing on Wednesday. And then Thursday was, I feel like there was something. Oh, also on Monday we had, I was trying to think of what else. I was like, I'm missing something. Monday we had, we had like basically a higher up coming in, and they did some briefs for us. And then she also did a one-on-one like record review for me for my actual like professional record, which is basically the stuff that we use for promotion purposes. So she was in from to kind of go over our records for a handful of us medical service corps officers. She's actually someone that I know fairly well, because she was actually my department head way back in 2013. She was my department head back when I was in San Diego at the hospital there in San Diego. So it was really cool kind of getting the chance to catch up with her and see her after not having seen her in, probably a good like 10 plus years. And she's an amazing leader, and I attribute a lot of my development as a leader to her, what she put into me way back in like that 2013, 2014 timeframe. A lot of like what I am now, I directly attribute to the work that she put into me way back then. So it was really good kind of like having her do the record review, because, you know, she keeps it very real. And she's not going to like candy coat things and be like, oh, well, this looks great when it's really not great. She's going to tell you like it is. So some of what she said was like really tough to hear. It was like I knew a lot of it. I basically knew it all. But it's different when you have someone pointing it out to you. But I feel like that's the first time that I've really had someone that really kind of gives you the truth of everything to lay it all out in quite a while. So I thought it was very, very beneficial. Yes, there were parts of it that were really challenging to hear, but it was very beneficial and good overall having that that meeting with her and that visit with her. So I was, you know, that was my Monday. And that was one of my positions, is setting up what we call career development boards. That's one of the things that I do for all medical service corps, which is basically your healthcare administrators, your like medical related science fields, and your clinicians. So the clinicians that are not nurses, medical doctors, and dentists. Everybody else, I kind of plan out their career development boards, which is basically where you sit down in a group of people and they basically look at your record and reviewed your record. So I had coordinated all of the one-on-one record reviews that this person was doing on Monday, and all of that. So yeah, but it's definitely so that was one of those things that was like good. It was tough but good going through that. But yeah, that was Monday, and then she did a couple like kind of like the state of, kind of like a State of the Union, but specifically for us as medical service corps officers. She did like the state of the corps, kind of like said this is for that. She did like a brief on that. So overall, some really good stuff on Monday. Tuesday, I had to do my my weigh-in. So for them being in the military, we have to do, you know, every 6 months, you have to do height and weight and then pass a physical fitness test. So this week was the last week for doing the height and weight, and also they're tape everybody now to make sure, you know, you're good to go. So I had that, but it's like I was going to do it first thing in the morning. Well, the line for everybody doing it first thing in the morning was so ridiculously long. The line was kind of ridiculous, was like way long. So I was like, well, I'm not going to do it first thing in the morning. So I'll go back and do it after lunch. And I went after lunch and did it, and the line was, I think there was like 2 people ahead of me, so it was like perfect. I didn't have to sit in like this half an hour long line trying to get this done. So I did that. I got my height, weight, abdominal circumference, because that's what they use to make sure that you're within standards. Did that on Tuesday. Wednesday wasn't too much. Thursday, I'm trying to think, what did I even do on Thursday? I feel like some of the days just kind of blend together. But yeah, it was more, I had more meetings that I went to on Thursday in my new position. So I had a bunch of meetings I went to for that. And then Friday, we had like a farewell for one of our radiologists. So I was over there for his like farewell luncheon for that portion. So did that. And then after his farewell luncheon, got some more like admin stuff done. And then Friday afternoon, I literally spent like, I always do like, to give myself a computer break, I'll do short periodic rounds around the clinic to kind of get myself away from the computer, because I literally spend so much time in front of the computer with everything that I do. So I needed that like little step away from the computer, which I usually do every couple of hours. I'll get up and go round through the clinic, because I'm like, I just can't sit here and stare at this computer anymore. So I got up and did that around, it was like 2:30 or so, 2:32. It was like 2:45 actually that I got up, rounded through. And for some reason yesterday, because I'm filming this on Saturday. So Friday was like a day of like everybody had taken off. So I think I had a lot of my staff only work Friday mornings because they'll work like 9-hour days. And then that means Fridays they'll work like a 5-hour day, so a short day on Friday. So they only really work until lunchtime. And then I think I have, then all of my people that normally work a full day, I think I only had, like one of them works a short, like a 6.5-hour day. So he's always done by like 2 o'clock on Fridays. And then, I have like 3 people that typically will still work like until, you know, like 4 o'clock on, Fridays. But 2 of them had taken the day off. So really I was down to just one person. So, you know, I definitely am rounding through to make sure, you know, she's good to go because she's in the clinic by herself. Granted, I have the front desk staff right there. But, you know, it's a little bit different when it's just you and your patients back there. So I checked on her, made sure she was good to go, and then, you know, continued on. And then my active duty staff, I had my occupational therapist and then a couple of my foremen were in the, we're basically in the occupational therapy clinic, kind of chatting about, you know, career stuff, things like that. So I had popped in there and was chatting with them, and, you know, we were just chatting about stuff because it's like all 3 of them are relatively new to the Navy, and yet I've been in for a hot minute. So we were chatting about like military stuff and, you know, military medicine things and different stuff like that. We were doing quite a bit of chatting about that, about all of that. Next thing I know, I like look at the clock and it's like 3:30 or so. And one of them, we were like, yeah, you're good to go, because, you know, she went to go, because I make sure that I have plenty of staff there until, like, they can't leave until the last patients are gone for the day, just because I want to make sure that I have that, you know, I never have my staff, anybody technically completely working by themselves, that there always is somebody there in the clinic, besides just them. They can't leave until, you know, the patients are gone. So that was, so they did that, and it was one of those things where, oops, sorry, I got distracted. So on top of that, so that was, you know, about 3:30ish or so, and then, so my fresh baby corpsman ended up heading out at that point, to leave for the weekend. So, but it was still me, one of my other corpsmen, and my lieutenant, and we were still chatting about stuff. And next thing I know, I like look at the clock and it's like 4:15 on a Friday afternoon, and we're still chatting, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stop talking and let you guys, you know, get out of here and not still be here at, you know, 4 something in the afternoon on a you know, Friday afternoon. So, but it was really good. I felt like it was one of those things that was like pretty, like really productive overall, to kind of be having those chats and talks. I feel like the colors look like so much more vibrant right now than what they are on the canvas. And the drills look fine, you know, like this, but once I put them on the canvas, you can tell that the drills are not the greatest quality. Like on here, they look fine. It's just when you put drills down that you're like, yeah, nope, that's not the greatest quality for them. And these ones are definitely acrylic. They've got a lot of the divots in the back of the drills, whereas these ones I don't think I had that same like drill quality with that. But yeah, so that was basically that. I was so exhausted from the week and like the turnover and taking on the additional responsibility and the additional roles that I'm doing, that by the time I got home from work on Friday, I got home, it was about 4 o'clock or so. Well, actually, no, it was about 5 o'clock because I didn't leave until, you know, 4:20ish or so, 4:30. So by the time I got home, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when I got home yesterday, or on Friday, and I was exhausted. So I'm like, okay, but I'm going to go, you know, lay down, chill for a little bit before I, you know, start diamond painting and doing all this other stuff. I was like, I needed that, like, lay down silence. I also had a bit of a migraine brewing, but I had already taken, like, my limit of migraine meds that I can take for the week. So I'm like, I can't take anything for this, so I need to just, like, be in the dark and let it see if it'll calm down. So I laid down about 5:15 or so on Friday, and I proceeded to, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I'll just lay here in the quiet, maybe have like an audiobook playing really low volume in the background, kind of a thing, and just rest for a little bit. Well, next thing I know, I'm like looking at my clock and I'm like, it's 10 p.m. So I basically fell asleep and slept for basically just about 5 hours, which I normally get about 5 to 5.5 hours of sleep a night. That is in my normal sleep quantity. So I was like, okay. I basically had slept, my full night's sleep. So of course I wake up at 10 p.m. and I'm like literally wide awake because again, I normally get about that 5.5 hours of sleep. So I'm like, all right, guess I'm wide awake. So I came in here, I edited my vlog video for Saturday because I do my Patreon vlogs go up on Saturdays. So I edited and got that ready and set up to post Saturday morning. And then I started diamond painting and I spun my WIP wheel and I did a section on, let's see, yesterday I did a section on, what was it? Stargazing, I want to say, was one of them. And then, which that one went, really, really well. That's a craftable canvas. So the section that I did was like my normal size, which was like 1/6 of the canvas. That one went really well and was like, I flew through that section. It was fantastic. And then the second one that I pulled was the Swartz design, like the only Swartz design. No, actually I have a square one. So the next one I pulled was a Swartz design canvas. And that Swartz design canvas that I pulled was basically that one it's a round, but it is so legit confetti heavy. And when I say confetti, I mean this sucker is ridiculous confetti heavy wise. So my sections are always, half the, like if the canvas is shaped like this, I do my cut it in half this way, and then I work sections here, flip it around, work sections from that side. If it's a portrait one, I turn it on its side, split it down the center lengthwise, and then do my sections. So this one was turned on its side, the section was half the height, but the first section I had done was about this wide. So the section was like this. This section that I did last night was only about that wide. It was basically, my section was kind of like this because it was so confetti heavy. So it was still my normal height, but the width was literally only about that wide. And I was so glad when I finished that section. That one, it's just literally the canvas, the drill field, all of that stuff, is fine. The quality of the drills, all of that is great. It's just very much confetti heavy, but I found breaking it into that really small size section for me really helped it to go faster, and I didn't feel like I was like, oh my gosh. And especially since I knew that, I would be spinning for a different canvas next. And I went ahead and spun for what my next one would be before I went to bed. And that one was the treehouse, the one that I'm actually kitting down right now. So I got that one prepped on my table to work on, today. And then I went to bed. It was about 3:30 at this point in time. So I went to bed and could not fall asleep because, again, I had just woken up at 10 p.m. Could not fall asleep and proceeded to spend, the next few hours just unable to fall asleep. So I tried, just laying there, didn't work. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch a show. I'll go do whatever. And I think I finally fell asleep around 6:30 this morning. I finally fell asleep. I dimly remember waking up when the Roomba made its run around the house. And my Roomba goes around the house at 9 a.m. is when the Roomba runs. It usually runs from 9 to 10:15. So I dimly remember being awake enough to hear the Roomba going. And then I kind of fell back asleep. And then I woke up, I think around 10:30, 11-ish time frame. I ended up waking up around that time for good. So yeah, that was basically what my Saturday morning was. I didn't want to get into, because I have my painting class on Saturdays starts at, at 12:30. So I didn't want to get started with, diamond painting when it was 11:30-ish time frame. I didn't want to get started with the diamond painting knowing that I was going to be having my painting class starting shortly thereafter. So I was like, well, I'm going to work on a pixel. So I pulled out and started working on my little red panda pixel acrylic desk stand thing. Oh my goodness, it is so cute. I got 2/3 of it done this morning before my painting class. And then I got ready for painting class. And after painting class, I sat down, so that painting class gets out at 3:30. After painting class, I went ahead and sat down. We have this one kitted down, so now I can I'm gonna slide it over. I need to go get a bag to put it in. Let me go do that before I mix things up. Those are all of my specials for this one. So now we need to put it all in the bag. But that is one of the kits, kitted down. Fisherman's Village, kitted down, done. We're just gonna throw them all in. They're not gonna be, they're gonna be kind of jumbled, but at this point, they're in the bag. They're not gonna be in any semblance of order, so we're gonna get them out of there though. All right. But yeah, so after painting class got done, I went ahead and finished, painting. See, these are all of the extra special drills for this. There's a lot of them, as you can see. Some you only have a little bit, others you have a lot more. Like, that's a really pretty color. So, but I'm just not, I'm kind of at that point where I'm not enjoying it. So we're just gonna get it out of my hoards that somebody else who might enjoy it more can enjoy it. Or this one's, did I just mix them up? I did, okay. Those ones are the Fisherman's Village ones, which go there. This is why it's nice that they're in their separate bags, because this one is the Treehouse, so it's the other specials. I was like, those colors don't look like the colors for this one. This is the Legend, there's the picture, and then there is the other picture. And then the specials for this one are right here. Yes, the Treehouse. And here is 3 additional colors that I didn't have storage for. So I left them in the bags that they came kitted up into. So we're gonna pop all of these specials in here, because these are the Treehouse ones. So there is the bag of drills. Whew, look at that. Oh my goodness, so many drills. So there is the Treehouse, kitted down. I can set that off to the side, and now I've got, this is what these like little desk organizers, drawer organizers, are what I end up storing my special drills for a specific canvas in. All right, now we're gonna put the specials for Fisherman's Village in the bag, so that way they are in. And then we will do the kitting down of Fisherman's Village. And then I get to kit up Feline Familiars, because I don't have anything done on that one. So I need to kit that one up, so that way it can be added into my pile of, you know, my WIP pile for this one. All right. So now we're going to empty that out. Yeah, so after painting class, I went ahead and finished my little acrylic standee red panda. It is legit the cutest little thing ever. It looks so good. I so love how it turned out. And then, yeah, that one I had to actually create my own sticker sheet for, that previous one. They didn't come as stickers, so I had to make them stickers. This one, I believe, did come as stickers, so I didn't have to make the stickers for this one, which was nice. I've used a lot of the 310, but there's still more 310, as you can see. I'm going to save that for, we're going to use this for here. I need that larger bag for that, because I've already used like an entire, let's see. The hardest part is getting these up, and I'm trying to do it carefully so I don't destroy the sticker. So that way it's reusable for people, and then you can just, you know, tape it to your container or work out of baggies, depending on what people like to do. It's really on them. But yeah. So yeah, I finished, look at that, like, random trash in there. So I finished working on the little red panda standee, did that, and then after that, what did I even do after I finished the little red panda? What did I even end up doing after that? Oh, I worked on my cross stitch project. So I worked on, I have my little cross stitch for one of the stitch alongs that I'm doing. I've got 2 stitch alongs that I'm working on, and I went ahead and worked on the Snail's Hollow stitch along, because part 3, I was halfway through part 3 of the stitch along. And then yesterday, part 4 was released. So I was like, I'm not even done with part 3, and I don't like it when I fall behind like that. So I went ahead and I actually finished part 3, and then once I finished part 3, I prepped the file for part 4 in my Markup, which is the app that I use. I don't use Pattern Keeper. I have an Apple. I'm Apple, so I use Markup, which I like Markup. I've actually used both, and I like Markup a lot better than I liked Pattern Keeper. So worked on that, finished the cross stitch, that section 3 or part 3 of the cross stitch, finished that, and then I went ahead and started working on the WIP. Actually, I had dinner after that, called my mom, chatted with her for a little bit, kind of like early Mother's Day chatting with her, and then I started working on the tree house because that's what my WIP wheel had run, and I was like, okay, I'll do my section on the tree house. And I got like halfway through my section, and I'm just like, not even halfway through the section. I was maybe a third of the way through the section, and I was just like, this is not worth it. And I'm like, I pulled the group in Discord. I was like, am I crazy to just like DNF this canvas? What are your guys' to DNF both of these canvases? What are your guys' thoughts? And everybody was like, if it's not bringing you joy, it's not worth doing it. So that's what I did. So yeah, I am now kitting down both of these bad boys, because they were not bringing me joy. Yeah, so that was basically brings us to right now. I got halfway through, like a little less than halfway through the section, decided, nope, we're not doing this. Pulled the other 2 out of my hoard to destash them. So I'm like, nope, we're done. It's not worth keeping. I've got enough canvases. It's not worth keeping them. I will let them go to someone else who may enjoy them more than me. And call it a day, kit down these 2 and kit up Feline Familiars, and then I'm going to work on Feline Familiars to kind of give myself a section so I'm caught up and starting that one like right on par with everything else where I've got a section done on it. So the rest of the canvases that I'm doing, like I think I'm still working on Totem Phoenix. That one I think is like a personal vendetta. The drills are fine. The canvas itself, everything is great quality on it. That one is like literally just a me problem with the render, and I think I just made too big of a section to start off with, and now I'm trying to like still finish, and I don't know. Mentally, that one is like a struggle, but I feel like that's one that I feel like mentally I have to do it to like defeat myself, kind of, or like to win over myself, kind of a thing. That's like the sentiment that I get working on that one. So I'm going to continue working on Totem Phoenix. I'm not DNFing that one. I know I've talked about potentially not finishing that one. And in case you're not aware, DNF is did not finish. A lot of people will use it in like the reading realm if they DNF a book or do not finish the book. So I'm just DNFing some canvases. I also have made the decision that for my cross stitch conversion below me, I'm like, I need to load the full file because I have a file that's literally every single card, because when I got it, it was kind of one of those things where each of the cards on the cross stitch conversion were released separately. So it was a bunch of different files, and I was like, okay, I will do the border first, and I'll start going through the different cards kind of in the order that they were released. And now I'm like, you know what? We're not going to do that because that's a lot of 310 to do in one go, because it's a lot of the border basically. I'm like, I am going to go ahead and I need to, so once I kit up Feline Familiars and work on my section for Feline Familiars, I think I'm going to put in the actual full file for the Nostalgic Tarot cross stitch conversion, put the entire PDF file into my my iPad into markup. And then once I do that, I'm going to say, okay, now let me go ahead and start, work my way over and work on it from there as is. And I know I don't have all of the drills for it, so I'm going to do what I can. And if I don't have a color, that's a nice thing about, markup is you can tell where you have not placed your drills. It'll tell you, hey, you still have this color that you didn't place, this one that you still have left to do, and all of that. But I'm going to do that because I really want to make progress on my cross stitch conversion, which I have not touched. So I really need to. And technically this one, I'm not counting my cross stitch conversion as one of my 26 for 26 WIPs, because I was trying to pick just regular canvases for that. I do have to say it's kind of nice kind of pulling all of these old canvases out of the hoard and getting them out and kind of identifying. Like, it's really helped me to actually destash probably another like 8 to 10 canvases from my hoard based off of doing this 26 for 26, because it's really kind of opened my eyes and been like, okay, I'm not enjoying working with this company, because now I've been diamond painting for longer, so I know what I really like as far as canvases and quality. So it gives me that chance to be like, nope, not enjoying this. This quality is not what I like. Let's go ahead and, you know, move on. Where it's like when I first started diamond painting, I would have been fine with a lot of these canvases, and they would not have fazed me or bothered me at all. I need another bag, because that's a lot of excess rolls. So we're going to try to balance that there, because I filled it too full, because there was a lot of this particular color, and I need to pour some of that. There. So now I can actually close the bag. And now I need to write I'll have to put a sticker on this bag, because this is one that was this container and this container. So I'll need to write the information on this bag. Ooh, those ones are staticky. All right, we're gonna call that good. I am not fighting with static. I don't have time to fight with static to get it into a bag. That's just not dealing with it. I do need to label that bag. And we're going to pour the rest of these drills, because they're like a beat them out of there. All right, so now let's come over to my stickers. Sushi is making a mess of my stickers. She's throwing them all over the place. So this one is 13G and $7.99. There. Because it's 2 bags of that color. And now we can continue on. We're doing really good. I've got 15 minutes left, roughly thereabouts, to kind of finish kitting this down. So yeah, that's basically the gist of everything that I've been up to. I do have to say this week has been a week where I spent, I've tried to restrain myself. I am very proud of the fact that I only bought 1 canvas from the Saturday Diamond Art Club release. I only bought 1 canvas, which, surprise, surprise, was the Yume. Not really a surprise for anybody that knows me. So I snagged the Yume, but I was very proud of myself, because I snagged only the Yume. I wish-listed the Kettner. I wish-listed the Gubu family, and I wish-listed the Sims Art one. And that's like the first Sims Art canvas that I've been like, I really want that. And I think it's because that one is actually like really colorful and pretty. Oh, that was a lot of drills in my hand. That one was very colorful and pretty. A lot of the Sims Art ones that they've been releasing, they're really, really pretty artwork, but they've been very much like a lot of like the monotone brown colors. And I've decided, you know, that's not a color palette that I enjoy working with, is like all of those browns. So I basically am not buying things that I'm like, I'm not going to enjoy that color palette, so it's not worth buying the canvas. Even if I love the artwork, I can like live vicariously through other people that are working on it. And that's been something that's taken me a little bit to kind of like come to that realization that, you know what, I do not need to buy every canvas that I love the art for, because if I love the art, will I actually enjoy diamond painting it? Because there's a difference between the two. Because I can love the art, but be like, that's not a color palette I'm going to enjoy diamond painting, and choose not to do it as a diamond painting. And that's what it was for most of the Sims Art ones, because they definitely have much more of a monotone brown color palette. So this one was very much a lot of like green and very, very colorful for a Sims. And I was like, I really like this one, but I'm very proud of myself. I wish listed it. I wish listed the other 3, and I literally only bought the Yume. And if you're in the Facebook, the Diamond Art Club VIP group on Facebook, there's a discount code that you can do, and you end up getting 15% off your purchase. So the 15% off basically means that I did the canvas essentially a little bit more than free shipping, because I think the discount was like $10.20 is what it equated out to for 15% off. And then shipping was $10. So it was still, you know, more cost effective to do that than to redeem points for free shipping. And I'm like, I'm going to do that rather than picking up 2 canvases. Yes, I'm paying shipping, but really it doesn't bother me to do that when the shipping is only $10. And it was basically free shipping, essentially, is what I got it for, with how that all worked out. But yeah, that was basically today, just the one purchase, the Yume, which that's been one that I have loved since she created it. It's such a gorgeous one. I love Ugh, I love lotuses. I love lilies, all of like water lilies and lotuses and all of that I just find so gorgeous. So seeing that one with like the lotus, oh, like it's just so pretty. It was very beautiful artwork. Of course, I say that for like all of Yume's artwork. This is another one that I'm going to need like 2 bags for. So, well, let's try this slightly larger bag right here and see, because this one is a lot of color as well. Just like that previous one was a lot of color. So we'll see how much I can fill out of this bag. Oop. All right, 826. This is a slightly larger bag. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. Okay, yeah, that definitely fits better. I can fit all of this into this bag. But now I still need to do the second bag right here, which is going to be 826. This is going to be 19, 0, and this is going to be 826. So that way I have that labeled. So let's see if this entire thing will fit in here. I'm not sure. It might not. But yeah, so purchased the Yume, and then yesterday I did end up actually purchasing canvases yesterday from Diamond Delights. So Elvira over at Diamond Delights did a release. She does a release about once a month or so, and I just love the kits that she does. She tends to get a lot of like mini canvases. So she had a Sarah Bowman, which is Nerdy Cross Stitch Art. She is, I have a bunch of her cross stitch patterns. And then I love the fact that, you know, Elvira has her license. So Elvira tends to release a bunch of her cross stitch patterns as diamond paintings, which is so much fun. I love it. Because then I don't have to do them as cross stitch conversions, because, you know, I can just buy the canvas and stuff from Elvira from Diamond Delights and be good to go. One of the things that if you've never purchased from Diamond Delights, or even if you have that you may not know, if you're buying one of her mini ones that's a sticker, she actually makes those herself. She prints the stickers, the canvas onto the sticker, and packages all of those drills for those little mini canvases, all of that herself. The only ones that she actually like pays, that she sends overseas and has done from her manufacturer, is if it's on an actual canvas material, which is one of those things that if you didn't know, so that's why a lot of times you'll see that she does smaller batches, because it's literally her one-woman show packing up and all of the drills into their little baggies, making sure that the baggies are labeled with like the weight and like the DMC number and everything. Like literally Elvira is doing all of that, which is like mind-blowing to me. So if you wonder why there's a lot of like small batch releases and things sell out so quickly, that's why. It's literally her doing it. It's not like mass created. And that's a lot of work for one person to do. And I am always so amazed that she does it. Like it's incredible. She works so hard and puts out such an awesome product. I just love her minis. I keep joking that she needs to just that basically she needs to just, every time she does a release, just charge my card and just send me the stuff automatically. Don't even make me go through the process of buying it and checking out. Just send it all to me automatically. Because I pretty much buy almost everything that she does. If money was no object, I would purchase literally everything that she releases. But I restrained myself. I have to use some restraint and, you know, actually, you know, not just buy willy-nilly. So I purchased the 4 Pokemon Game Boy cards. I purchased the 4 of them, which are the 4 mini kits. They're going to be like 13 by 21 centimeters. I purchased those, and then I purchased the Studio Ghibli canvas that she had, which is, I think, Under the Dewdrops is what that one was called, which is a Totoro, My Neighbor Totoro fan art image. So that one I purchased because I do have her one by the same artist in the same exact style that's Totoro. And what's really cool about both of those is both of those canvases she has done in complete dust drills. So Fairy Shimmer, or whatever it is that she calls it, I just consider them all dust because every shop calls it something else. So I just call them all dust. If it's Diamond Art Club, it's fairy dust. If it's anything else, it's dust. So, but the entire canvas is nothing but dust drills, which is really cool. And I want to say it's like a 40 by 40, so it's not a super massive size, which is excellent. So it's like a really excellent size point, and it makes me happy having it. So I bought that one canvas plus I think I'm going to have to tape this one. It doesn't, yeah, that one needs taped. So I bought the 1 canvas and then the 4 minis. So I did purchase those, but I was proud of myself for only buying 1 canvas and not all of the canvases that I wanted, because I literally wanted them all. Because she gets some really cute art for her releases. I love it. Really cute art. So did that. And then on the Thursday, I had, placed a Pixels order on Thursday. So I have bought a lot this week. The nice thing about Pixels is they don't take up that much space. So yes, I purchased, a bunch. We're not going to fight with it. We're just going to use the larger baggie. So yes, I purchased more Pixels, and I have like a whole plethora of Pixels to work on now. But they don't take up that much space. So even if I start building up and have like a stockpile of Pixels to do, the nice thing is they all, like every single Pixel that I own could fit in one envelope, because they don't take up space. So that's the nice plus, is it's not something that's gonna, be like, oh no, I'm out of room. It's overrunning my closet, and now I have this pile of diamond paintings that's, working its way towards the ceiling beside me over in the corner of my office, because it doesn't fit in my closet anymore. I don't have to worry about that, because, Pixels take up significantly less space than diamond paintings. Yay. But yeah, so I'm working on that. Yes, that's what we did. So I did purchase some things, but I'm trying to be good this month. I really want to place another pressed and placed order, because I absolutely love the quality and everything from pressed and placed. And I am having such an awesome time working on the 2 pressed and placed WIPs that I have. So I really want to order more, but at the same time, I'm not letting myself place another order, because I'm trying to downsize, the hoard and run through stuff. So I'm like, before I can buy more, I really need to finish some of, maybe once I finish the 2 active WIPs that I have from Pressed and Placed, I think at that point I will go ahead and let myself purchase more from Pressed and Placed, because I do really like the quality. I like everything about it, and I love the fact that they're starting to do more hand charted canvases. So one of them that I actually really want, and it's actually one of the artists that I purchased from this go round, that one of those canvases is going to be next up from this one artist. One of those canvases actually next up in the pool for hand rendering. So I think I'm going to wait until it's hand rendered and then buy it once it's hand rendered, rather than getting the hybrid version. And then it gives me a chance to kind of compare and see what it looks like. I do have to say that let's see, this is 29. This is Z and 3766. So I do have to say that, even with it being hybrid charted, I'm really the confetti on it is not nearly as bad as I was expecting for a hybrid charted kit. Like, it's definitely a lot cleaner. All of the canvases that I have, all 4 of them, are a lot cleaner than render-wise with their hybrid charting than many of the, then pretty much all of, a lot of these other small shops that advertise hybrid charting. It's very much more so cleaned up. I don't see a lot of the stupid checkerboardy confetti, things like that. So that's been really enjoyable. I'm loving the process of working on it. The glue was a little slippy initially, because the canvases were I ordered them on April 2nd. They're made to order. They arrived April 27th. So they were literally, the glue was poured, the plastic was slapped on, and then they were mailed out. So when I started working on them initially, straight out of the box, brand new, fresh, spanking, fresh as all get out, the glue was a little bit slippy. But I did a second section on one of them. So I did the first section a week ago, and then I did the second section yesterday or the day before, something like that. Yeah, 2 days ago, Thursday night, I did the second section on one of them, and it was definitely, the slippiness had gone away, and that was literally, it wasn't sitting there exposed. It was just literally having the canvas hanging up in my office, where that helped the glue to kind of cure a little bit. I didn't take the cover sheet off or anything like that. I still left the plastic on. It was just, that was hanging there, and it just started to cure just over time, just sitting here. So that was really good to know. So it's kind of one of those things, to get it out, let the canvases chill for like a week or so. You might want to like potentially lay it flat, or you can leave it in the box and see if it does it just being in the box as well. But that definitely was helpful, seeing them kind of like render, or like basically how that worked. So I was really pleased with that progress on those ones for that. But yeah, really that's all I have for you guys for today. We have like a minute left on my timer that I set myself, which is perfect timing considering this is the last color to kit down. So I timed that very well to have like both of them fully kitted down. And yes, so they are now officially kit down, and I will be kitting up Feline Familiar, the Diamond Art Club Feline Familiar from Christabug. I'm about to kit that bad boy up, which is going to be, that one will definitely go a lot quicker. So now I can put all of these in here to finish the process of having this fully kit down. I do have to say the colors on Fisherman Village were better, and the quality of the drills was better than the Treehouse. These ones were not as bad, but I'm like, you know what? It's not bringing me joy. We're moving it, getting it out of there. And then here is the image stickers and the specials sheet for that there. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and let some of the air out of this and close it up and call it a day. So now I have officially kit down both of those canvases, and they are out of the hoard. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know a little bit of scattered, and you guys are probably like, really, another kitting down? But I was like, you know what? If it's not bringing me joy, I'm not going to do it. And I needed to kit that down before I could start, kitting, working on anything else. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.